bush willow in the whole sands, but we do get some nice variable bush willows as well, like this one here. So there we go, a lovely variable bush willow, Combretum calinum for those tree fundies or fanatics out there. Okay, now it's amazing. I can hear some cicadas. What else can we hear? A scrub robin. Hello, Anne from Indiana. Anne would like to know, are there fever trees around? And all the fever trees you're going to find in this part of this, or actually in the Sabi Sands, have been planted. They do not indigenously occur in this particular area. Of course, they are indigenous to South Africa. Oh, look, Brian, it's a second. Oh no, it's a whole grove of pretty ladies. Now, of course, I think the single men in camp are upset that they're not the other form of pretty lady, but the flower version. Oh, and they've got some ants that look to be feeding off the nectar. Sorry, Anne. So I was saying fever trees in this area are not indigenous. They've been planted. And if you find a fever tree in the Sabi Sands, it's been planted generally around a lodge. But now, the nice thing about this really sandy soil on this crest is that we might definitely find some different flowers, but we'll get back to the flowers because they don't fly, but something's about to take off.
Look at this beautiful Crested Francolin sitting very, very still on a very small branch, and I don't know if it's just taking a rest. It looks like it's got quite a full crop. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like it's maybe bulged out a little bit, so perhaps it's been feasting on all the termites and the alates that have been out over the last couple of days, and now it's maybe just taking a breather, maybe taking some time to reflect before the new year begins. Well, no one really knows except that bird what it's thinking, but it's very fluffed up. And actually, it just looks full. Even its cheeks, well, not its cheeks, but its cheek feathers, you can see it's just sort of just like if you blow your cheeks out, and I'm doing it as I speak about this, so I hope you're also all going, blowing your cheeks out, because that's what I'm doing. But it's not often that we get to see them sitting so still for such a long period of time. And as he sits here, it looks like a male just because it's very sort of boldly colored. The females tend to be a little bit more on the dull side. Look how striking those feathers are. The white bits just poking out on the back of the wings, and then you've almost got the arrowheads, the lovely sort of reddish brown on the chest in and amongst the white. They're actually a really, really pretty bird to look at. And often we overlook the guinea fowl, the Crested Francolin, the Natal spurfowl, and all of them because they're so common and they're moving around, but they're so important to have around. Not just for munching away on termites and other little insects, but also they're a very important prey species to a lot of the raptors in this area. Especially marshal eagles will eat them. But I think the things I've seen Wahlberg's eagle eating the most is probably Francolin. And the gaming, you agree with me. You say that is one fat bird. Now, I don't know what tone you said it in, but that's the tone that I thought. It sounded like it. Well, it suited it very well. And like I said, I hope you were all doing it. So you've all got to do this with me on 3. We're going to blow our cheeks out. Maybe I have a challenge for you. Right, we're all going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to blow our cheeks out, and we're going to see who can take the best selfie. And Rebecca, are you up to being the judge? Maybe Rebecca's up for being a judge. No response. Oh, Rebecca says she's apologizing to me now. That's why she didn't respond, because she was also trying to do a selfie. So I think let's do this. Let's change it up a little bit this afternoon. let's try imitate this bird and its fluffiness. So what you're going to do, you don't have to do it on 3. You can do it at your own time, but basically you need to take a picture, selfie, going like this, with your cheeks all blown up. Let's see who can do the best one. So we'll just do a Twitter competition. So hashtag Safari Live with your pictures on Twitter, and Rebecca is going to she's going to tell me who the winner is, and she's quite a tough judge as well. She's very excited. Very, very, very excited. She's so competitive as well, especially when we go running. She leaves me in her dust. It's ridiculous. Let's see if we can get one. Oh, we can actually still see it. It's now just moved off of its perch now. So a little bit to the left. And the left. There it is. And look how camouflaged it is. It hid away from VM. Even with those brightly coloured feathers against that green vegetation, it is still able to hide exceptionally well. Yes, we can see you looking back at us. No, I thought I saw it pecking down on the ground. It can't possibly eat anymore. Hello, Dinga. Dinga, now you were asking if Francolin is the family that these birds in, and then the crested part of the name would be the specific species. You're 100% spot on. Let's pull out the bird book. Let me just grab my bird book, and Brent and I seem to have bird books that are held together by gaffer tape, so I don't know what James's bird book actually looks like. I have to go all the way to the back though. Let's find Francolin. Where is the F's? Here they are. I've got to go to the front. This always takes me a while. I thought I was getting better, but I'm obviously not. There we go. 100, and we'll start on 140 and we'll work our way back. 140. Did we get the right one? No. Oh, yes, we did. Okay, let me hold it nice and open. So, this is just some of them. Look at this. You've got grey-winged up top. I'm just going to quickly skim through them. And then to the right, you've got the red-winged Francolin. Then down below, the Shelley's Francolin, the Orange River Francolin, the Crested Francolin. Oh, and there's more. Ooh. Then you've got the spurfowls. Now, the spurfowls and the Francolins actually used to be in the same family. But Viam, can you zoom into this picture over here? Look at that. Can you see those 2 spurs on its back legs, the Cape spurfowl? Now, all spurfowl have got a double set of spurs. So if you're not sure what spurs are, you see them on the big roosters, the chickens. If you look on them, they've got those big sort of spines coming out of their legs. Now, that is the spur that I'm talking about. And like I said, when I first started guiding, they actually used to be all one thing. There was never any difference. We used to call them Francolin. And then they decided that actually they're not genetically exactly the same. There's actually a physical difference between the two, and they notice that now the spurfowls have a double set of spurs, whereas the Francolins have only got one spur. So it's not that everyone's trying to confuse us, but it's important that as we sort of progress with naming various animals, you start to notice things, and you almost realize that sometimes they're not as closely related as you think, in the case of the spurfowl and the Francolin. But if you hear any of the guides that have been guiding for the last 30 years or so, they'll tell you how difficult it is to try and learn new names of birds. I don't want to disturb this little guy because he's so happy in his little home. Please don't fly away from us, just go a little bit undercover. We're going to sneak past it, but I'm not going to stop again just because I don't want to startle it, and I hope it just stays under this little wattle. Don't run away. Oh, and it did. It really just sort of stayed under a bit of cover, so that was good. Oh, it's relaxed. Actually, we can get a view from this side. It's really nice now. That was really nice that it was so relaxed. That's what we want out here, is we want the animals to become used to us, but in a good way. Look. You see, just in case you were worried and I was talking nonsense, I told you. And that's a sneaky maneuver that you learn as you start guiding, and it's the most bizarre thing, especially with warthogs, is that as soon as you switch off the engine, it's like they know they've been spotted, and then they start running away. But sometimes if you just crawl past them with the engine going, or you don't actually stop at all, you just keep it rumbling, it will give you an opportunity to take a photo. I used to always do that with my guests, especially with warthogs, because they're not as common and they don't hang around for as long as we can, and we're lucky with the camera, we're able to zoom very far in, but a normal guest camera, often you can't do that. I mean, it's hard, so just creep going so slowly, tell everybody to have their cameras ready, and then snap away, and then switch off once everyone's got a photo, and then of course just enjoy it. Now, it's important for people who come all the way from all the different parts of the world to of course get a picture so that they have something to remember while they're here. There's a little common Duiker. But it's also very important to stop and watch and put your camera down for a moment and actually just observe and see what's going on. You see that? Stop for a moment, realized we've been spotted, and decided I'm too low down on the food chain. I'm off. VM, that was very impressive. Well done. Hey? Round of applause to VM for being able to keep up with that common Duiker. Rightio, we're going to go and we're going to go all the way down to Gowrie, Maine now, and we'll have a look and see if we can find a spotted cat or two. But let's go back across on foot with James and see if he's found, well, any other creepy crawlies.
Right, we have very sort of probably dicey view there of the grey crested helmet shrike. And a flock of them has just come through here, clicking away, making their little clicking sounds. There they go. And I think we might be on the territorial boundary of two flocks, and that's why they're making a sort of alarm calling click every so often at each other. They don't like each other when they come into contact with foreign flocks, but like human beings really, I suppose. Anyway, they're a rather splendid bird, and I'm afraid I'd love to have found a nest this year, but that's one bird whose nest I did not find. Now, Judy H., my saviour on all things botanical, you wanted another look at this plant. While we look at it, Laura, you said something called a Wostonia, is that correct? Wostonia?
Maybe rotated.
I don't know that that's what it is. Then we had someone else who said it was a cat's tail. Pretty sure it's not something called a cat's tail. Wostonia sounds relatively familiar, I must say. So thank you for that, Laura. There we are. So that's the plant. And Jenny, you said what? So that's the plant. And Jenny, you said what?
Now you're probably wondering why I'm waving my cell phone around doing strange things. I'm hoping that some form of a technique will allow me to pick up signal, because Rebecca has chickened out now and she doesn't want to judge the competition anymore. Naughty Rebecca. So that's fine, I'm going to judge it. Oh, now you're in for a real treat. But in order for me to judge the competition, of course I need to find a good spot to download an email with all your wonderful screenshots, and I can't wait to look at them. I hope no, not yet, it's coming through slowly. We're building up signal. We've got 3 bars of 3G. Yes, let's just let them download. No, I don't know, I don't know if Lou is actually sending me an email of what she's actually doing. It doesn't look like I've got anything just yet, so we'll carry on. But we'll look at we will look at them together, which will be quite funny. So I'm gonna laugh. I'm just telling you straight up that I'm probably gonna giggle, because sometimes when I get nervous too, I start to laugh, and I feel as though this competition is putting a lot of pressure on me at the moment. Okay, let's see if they've come through now. Oh, I don't have them. Oh, there we go. Here we go. We're stopping. Are you ready? Liam, are you ready to laugh? Just joking, they're wonderful. Right. You can see there's Louise. Now I'm going to open them. Ba-bam. There's number one. But Lou, I don't have the... Oh, there's the names. This is Carrie Castleman. Nicely done, Carrie. Very, very nicely done. We'll swipe. Oh, we've got a double selfie from Cynthia Marshall. That's also... Oh, my goodness. Cynthia, I think you've taken the lead so far. There's another one. Who we've got Crystal Conway. Conway. That's a good one too. I like the filter that's in there. That's very nice, very creative. Is that all? No, we've got more. Ah, look at these two taking selfies on the job. Isn't that the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen? You guys lose. You last. Tarjinder. Oh, lovely. Hello, Tarjinder. That's a good one. Oh, that might be my favorite. Oh, here we go, a little wink. Here's the winner, Taylor, just because you have the same name as me and you did a wink and you have got elephants as a picture on your wall. You could be the winner. We'll just keep checking. There's a few more. You guys are so ridiculous. SpongeBob puppy cheeks from Jenny. That is hysterical. I need to try and do that. I think I'm going to try and do my SpongeBob impersonation now. And then we think we've got one last one. Hello, James. James and his cat. James, your cat was not pouting and not blowing its lips out. So -2 points to you. No, I'm just joking. Very nice, very creative. That is tough. Thank you all for participating in my little game. Of course, you're all very, very good sports. But I think I'm going to have to stick to my guns. And well done, Taylor, for, of course, that was just a magnificent one. You had the little wink in there, the elephants. It was very strategically planned. I think you're all getting to know me too well now. So I'm going to have to change it up a bit. Right. So we're still carrying on towards Gari Main, as we said earlier, to look for those spotted cats, maybe Karulas coming north. I did hear earlier that she was walking north from Little Gari, so maybe she's arrived, so we'll go and check. But not James, Brent has got some Nyala and some Impala for you to have a look at.
It's some little Impala boys getting ready for the rutting season. A bit of sparring going on. Not too serious. Practice, practice, practice. Let's just move forward slightly. Now, James and I had a discussion about this area we're in at the moment. And he told me it was very beautiful, and I have to say, I do concur. Well, we've got some Nyala here still as well. Hello, boys. Youngish Nyala Bulls. You can see their horns aren't quite that big yet. I love that little white chevron across the nose. It is exquisite. Making sure we're not up to too much nonsense. The Impalas seem to be getting quite feisty and playful. Now sometimes when the young boys are sparring like that, it can set off the whole herd into a bit of gamemanship, chasing each other about and playing. So there's two different young males, younger males, even still sparring. And there's this wonderful green, lush parkland to the right of us almost. It's some nice big marula trees. And if we just have a look, there we go, there's a nice herd of Impala on it. But it is absolutely gorgeous. Well, hello, James Dungan. James said he saw an Nyala male rubbing his horns on a bush. Is it normal behavior? Was he scent marking? James, he might have had an itch. Quite often also, once they've put their horns into the mud to make themselves look impressive, they will sometimes scratch and rub a bush to make any other male intimidated. Look at the boys. Sorry. Just want to chat to Roy on the radio quickly. Now, I think Mike's Kitchen is a place on Cheetah, and there's male leopard tracks heading north. So that's towards the dam, and we're right here. Oh, sounds like they're right here. Roy, I'm also in the area. I'd like to give you a hand as well. I'm just passing the Cheetah bush fry. Standing by. I thought it was going to be, but I think it might be Mr. T. I'll tell you what's going on now. Coffee, thanks, Steph. So, Stefan, who's the general manager of Cheetah, had a bet with Steph, our Steph, about who was going to be the first leopard we're going to see on Cheetah. And he thought it was going to be Tundi, so he said he might have lost his bet. But it is exciting, could it be? The killer bees to be the first to see the first leopard on the Cheetah. So the tracks are around here somewhere, heading towards the Cheetah Dam. Who knows, could we have hippopotamus and leopard in the same sighting? And Roy says they're really, really, really fresh. And there was reports of a leopard calling further to the south, but obviously he's on the way north. So, happy days! Brian, I think we just have to do it for luck. Oh, yes. Killer bees. Okay, we are scouring now. And we won't be accepting any leopard tortoises today. Now, remember, if you want to get hold of us or ask us any questions, use the hashtag SafariLive on Twitter. Or you can pop us an email to questions@WildEarthTV. And isn't this exciting? Well, the killer bees' first drive ever on Cheetah, and we are in search of what we probably think is Mr. Tingana. Now, I do need to consult my map quickly. Okay, where am I? There I am. Yes, I am heading in the right direction. So, we're going to head right here, and then we're going to head along the edge of the Mwanini River, but heading towards the dam itself. So I think this is the area where those leopard tracks were. Hello, Debbie in Vancouver. And Debbie's wondering if you heard anything about Shadow in the last few days. I think she was seen this morning very briefly on Arathusa around those drainage systems, but no one could see whether she had given birth yet. But we all, well, the other guides I was chatting to, we all agreed that if she hasn't, she's about to. Okay, now, where do I go next, Brian? I think I go right. No, I go left, then right, I think. Oh, it's very confusing now. Where am I? I'm down here. No, I need to go right, and then left. So I think this is the area where those leopard tracks were in. Isn't it so much fun not knowing exactly where you're going? And while we keep looking for possibly the first leopard sighting on Cheetah, let's go to Taylor, who's got a mixed bag of antelope.
Brent, I don't know what you're so excited about. It's like me driving around on Djuma, Arathusa and Cheetah plains all the time, getting lost, never knowing where I really am going, but I'm getting better. Now we've just stopped to have a quick little look at this beautiful Impala ram, as he seems to be at the equivalent, or the animal equivalent, of a car wash. He's got the oxpeckers on his back doing a waxing job, and hopefully they're going to buff the vehicle, the Impala afterwards, so he gets a nice shiny coat. They're very good, very meticulous, these birds. They don't like to miss a spot. Oh, going down to the rims now. You've also got to wipe the rims, make them polish so that they're nice and shiny too. It's very good. He's doing a sterling job. However, I feel that they would be more effective if there were more than just the two oxpeckers hopping around on this Impala. Yes, you've got to get the side mirrors too, their ears. Got to make sure that they're clean so you can see what's coming behind. Oh, there's a third one. Maybe this is the polishing bird. Maybe it's got a microfiber cloth at hand, ready to polish away. And of course, I'm talking absolute nonsense. It's just the oxpeckers having a feast. And well, I think it can be quite therapeutic for the Impala and for all the animals, really. They sort of stop and almost go into a bit of a daze. But his attention has now been drawn away from relaxing, as it looked like there were some more Impala rams just up ahead in the distance, so he's keeping a close eye on them, just to make sure they don't want to come in and cause any trouble. But he doesn't look like he's turned him down. Now I've got to slide up from the chair. I've gone down. Yeah. I'm back up again. I was taking a little nap quickly. I wasn't. Now VM said we have to come down here to look for leopards, but I've got other ideas up my sleeve. I've come down here to look for frogs. Now, I believe that James came across to this beautiful pond to have a look and see if all those African bullfrogs were still, well, bouncing about and causing all sorts of havoc, and apparently they'd all disappeared. Can you believe that? Now, this morning I also went out scouting to have a look and see if we could find any more animals. And I could only hear one African bullfrog calling sort of somewhere here in the drainage system, and even that one proved difficult to find. But maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll try and have a look at some of the eggs that they've left behind. We're almost at Hosanna's Pan. Of course, I just like to call it that. It's not really called that, it's Twin Dams. Right, almost there, just about to go past the dam wall now. But you can see, look how full the water is. Well, the dam is, not the water. There's water in the dam. Here we go. It's beautiful. I've just got an idea, but I'm too scared. I can't do it. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to take my shoes and socks off and see if I could wade to the middle of that water and see how deep it was. But then I just reminded myself that there could probably be a crocodile in there. We wouldn't want to do that. And I also don't want to get bilharzia again, because I've had bilharzia about 350 million times. Schistомycosis is the other name. Right, let's just quickly have a look here at this pan. Hosanna's favorite fishing pan. I'm actually going to go right to the water's edge, being sneaky. Rightio. Let's see, can we find any eggs here? What was that noise? I thought I heard something, but I could have also imagined. I do imagine lots of noises, unfortunately. Not voices, just noises. Now, if you're wondering what on earth bilharzia is, or schisttomycosis as it's also known, it's basically it's a microscopic snail that can burrow into your skin, and it is not nice. It causes, and there's a reason why they call it snail fever, is because you start to feel so lethargic and exhausted. VM spotted something moving around in the water, and it's really, really quite unpleasant. It can make you quite ill. What can happen? What's making that grass move over just to the left? See, there's those tall plants sticking out of the water, quite close to the edge. There's something. Sorry, I've got distracted. There's something that was moving a piece of grass around. Maybe it's a little frog. But anyway, I've had it twice now, and basically what it can do is that it can actually eventually, they'll form so many eggs in your body, it will affect your liver, and it can also, in severe cases, go all the way to your brain and cause cysts in your brain, and then of course that will cause death. So you don't want that. You see the grass is moving. I'm not imagining it. Hey, VM, look there. Look, I wonder who. There we go. There's a little head. There's the culprit. Is that a terrapin? It looks like a terrapin. Terrapin battles underneath the surface of the water, so we can't see, which is disappointing. And when I came past here this morning, I actually did see a couple of really big terrapins entering back into this wetland area. I think they know that Hosanna has given up for a while, because with the amount of time that he spent fishing around here, that would be enough to scare me away if I was the size of a terrapin. But no frogs. We'll keep looking for the frogs. Hopefully they pop up soon. But anyway, schistosomyosis, sorry, I'm making up words now. It's not fun, and you can contract it in these still pans of water. So it loves stagnant water. It's its absolute favorite. I contracted mine in Zambia. So I was fishing, was being very naughty, fishing with the crocodiles in a canal, and anyway, the water had dropped quite a bit. Oh, Egyptian geese. And this channel basically was drying up, and I went fishing, and I thought it was a great idea. I did, I caught lots of fish. But it then left me with this bilharzia, and it's not fun. Brent's had it quite a few times. I'm not sure if James has had it before, but it's quite an easy thing. You just go to the doctor, you get a blood test. There's a variety of symptoms. Sometimes you get something called swimmer's rash, which is these like little round, weird, your skin just goes dry, but in like little round circles, but all over your body. And that's a thing. And when you see those, you go to the doctor, they do a blood test, they check if you've got blood in your urine, and then that's it, really. That's all you got to do. Then they give you tablets. You take one course of them. Lots of them, and that normally sorts you out, but you can get it reoccurring like I did. It's actually very pretty reflection coming off of this watering hole. Now, Super John is awesome. You were wondering if the water in the dams dry up. It does indeed. We actually haven't been seeing too much water. I think this is the most water I've seen in this pan since I've been here, and it'll keep getting more and more full when you have a continuous amount of rain. But unfortunately, the blue sky has started to show itself again. The clouds have lifted, and well, all the weather apps say that I think this is the end of the bit of rain that we have had, which, like I said early on in the show, is very disappointing to hear. I was hoping we were going to have another 30 or 40 mils. Listen very carefully. Now, of course, they're not going to call, but I just heard some bubbling cassinas. Now, I think that's probably my second favorite frog after the bushveld rain frog, is a bubbling cassina. Do I have my frog book here? I don't have my frog book here, but I have all the frog calls on my phone. So let me play you the sound very quickly. Let's look for it. Okay, cassina. Right. Ready? Now there's all sorts. That's what happens when you have to turn. No, I don't want to hear it again. When you have to turn your sound on to play any call. Sorry, that sounded like an email or something coming through. But that is a bubbling cassina, and it's one of my favorite noises out here in the bush, so I hope you enjoyed that. But we'll see if we can find them. I'm going to have to try and describe the frog to you because I don't have a photo of one, but they've got these big eyes. They're sort of quite long, but they're small as well. So when I say they're sort of elongated, they're probably, what can I use? Let's use the mic on the radio, probably about half the size. So about that from where my finger is upwards, quite small, and then they are covered in like big black sort of elongated blotches, and they are green and they've got big eyes, and they make that beautiful call, of course, which is really nice. But we're going to do a little bit of scratching and see if we can find one. And it sounds like Brent has got something else that lives in the water.
Now, I'm going to tell you an old Mbogush joke. Now, Mbogush are river bushmen from Botswana, and of course, there are a couple of different tribes. The tribe I spent the most time with were the Baye, and they are the masters of the Okavango Delta, and they move around on their dugout canoes called mikoros, and I got told a joke by Mbogush by the name of LT, who is a tracker I worked with quite a lot in Botswana. And it's about, I'm just going to wait for the car to go past me. Oh, sorry, 1 second, yes?
You know what time shall drag the
He's dragging now, I've seen him 3 times.
That's why the Gonzo's crossed there.
On Pizzle for the drag?
No, he dragged and then Gonzo.
Oh, no, he's dragging now, we saw him 3 times.
That's why the Gonzo drag over the Gonzo there.
Okay.
Chris is there now, I said, oh. And he drag the tires out.
No, but he's dragging, we saw him on that road 4 minutes before I saw you.
Yeah, that's why he just passed there. He went crossed there now.
So it must be here somewhere.
He's there.
Is he taller?
We were on the leopard sighting and Tandy.
Tandy, yes.
I had him and I go there. Shalom shows drag over. Just miss him.
Okay, I'm sure he'll pop up. I'm going to go check down that side again.
I'm sure he's gonna come out on the S3. I'm going to check.
Okay, I'll be here. Sorry about that, everyone. Roy was just giving me an update. He's dropped his tracker, Chris, on the tracks of what we assume is Mr. Tingana. So his trackers are hot on the trail, which means we can just enjoy this golden light that's coming out at the Chitwa Dam and enjoy the hippopotamuses. So back to LT. Now, LT is a nickname, and his full nickname was La Tota Toto, which means a banded mongoose. So his first job in the safari industry was chasing banded mongooses out of a hunting camp when he was about 12 years old. So he'd been in the bush for a very, very long time. Oh, look at that. So back to the hippos. So LT, I spent a lot of my teenage years alone with LT in the bush. Babies fighting. Babies playing. Oh, look at that. I'll get to the story now. That's just too wonderful. I think this Chitwa Dam is going to give us hours and hours of enjoyment. Oh, little one's going in. So as I was saying, old LT, he was telling me when we were sitting fishing on the edge of the Kondo River, and I was sitting there fishing, and LT used to almost always have a stick of grass hanging from his lip, and while he was sitting there, he says, Brandy. A lot of people in African cultures struggle with the word R. So I was never Brent, I was Brandy. Do you know why the hippo makes that noise? I think I must have been 15, 16. I have no idea, LT. It is because they're always telling the jokes. Oh my God, they're telling jokes. Yeah, but they're not very good at telling jokes. So, they go under the water, they all tell each other a joke, and then they come up laughing, but you don't know if they're laughing because the joke is so bad they only can tell it to each other under the water, or they're laughing because they tell the joke underwater and you don't know the joke. So that was my favorite memory of LT. I spent many hours fishing with LT. Now I've been looking very carefully trying to spot a crocodile. Now I'm pretty sure the crocodile that was at Buffle's Hook moved through to this area. The tracks went here, and I'm also sure there's probably some absolute monster catfish in here, probably as tall as me. Zaz is wondering, won't the crocodiles eat the hippo? All big games going up in the northern side of the dam. Zaz, no. A hippo is a very fierce thing, and they've got massive teeth, and the crocodile will get chomped in half by a hippo. Oh, looks like one's trying to get out of the water here. It's all going on all over the place. Oh, he's just resting. Wasn't that sweet? Oh, now I'm looking a bit embarrassed. He heard me laughing. Oh, you can see the battle scars on that one. Probably means it's a young male. Now, Liz was wondering, are some of these hippos from Djuma? There's a very strong possibility, yes. This is the biggest waterhole left in the northeastern Sabi Sands. Now, it is very, very likely that a few of them come here. Now, the reason we have those solitary bulls normally on Djuma is because if one of those guys comes here into a breeding herd where there's lots and lots of females to woo, these guys are having a big game. Let's just see, they were jumping earlier, and they would get absolutely obliterated by the dominant bull. Now, it's a bit early for us to see who's the dominant male here, but with time spent here, we should definitely be able to figure it out. What an absolutely beautiful scene. Daniel from Scotland saying, please confirm that I said there is a crocodile in this dam. There's probably more than one, and they are very, very good at disappearing and hiding. I mean, we've got this green Spirogyra, blue-green algae growing up on the top here, and a crocodile will just pop its nose just out to have a breath, and then can hold it for a very long time. Now, we do think Tingana is going to appear somewhere around here, so I'm also keeping an ear out behind me to see if there's any alarm calls while we sit here and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful view. And if we pan off to the right a little bit, you can actually see the Chitwa Lodge. It is absolutely magnificent. I have been there, unfortunately not stayed there, but I have been into the lodge before, and it is absolutely exquisite. And I mean, looking on to this magnificent waterhole. Okay, what do you got there? Blacksmith lapwing. Now, David is wondering what the head bull hippo is called. Telling so many jokes. Now, David, we'll get to your question. Now, growing up in a place like the Okavango, that was my bedtime lullaby. All night, all day, we had hippos. I think what's the correct word for a hippo call? I think it's harumphing. I think it should be harumphing. But, David, the head bull hippo is just called the dominant bull. There's no specific term. Now, the one thing that is always a bit of a wonder, and I've heard lots of different things, is the collective noun for hippos. A lot of people call them a pod, but as far as I remember, the correct original colonial collective noun for a hippopotamus is a raft. Now, judging from that one we saw just pop its body out, and these ones around here, I'm thinking these could all be young males, and I think the dominant bull with the babies and the females is sitting right up in that top northern corner. Absolutely stunning. Lots of Egyptian geese, lapwings. I'm just waiting. Oh, go back. The games are on again. Those are, looks like little sub-adults playing. Oh, again, more fighting. It's all going on here. Now, I've seen some incredibly serious hippo fights. The most aggressive one I've ever seen lasted for over 3 hours, and there was liters of blood gushing from both individuals. Is that a tiny little baby? Was it, Brian?
No,
No, not a little one, just looked small. Now, of course, hippos can't swim, so they have to be where they can stand. They can stand on their back legs, and the babies ride on their mom's back in deep water. Well, hello, Justin. Justin's wondering, how long can a hippo hold its breath for? Justin, about 5 minutes, and so not too long. So when they have to move through deep water, they run along the bottom to where they can sort of bounce up and use their buoyancy to get a breath as they go. But if they have to cross deep water for a really long period, unfortunately they'll drown. But we're going to move on. We've got a leopard to find. While we do that, let's go to Taylor with the most numerous antelope in Africa, south of the Sahara.
We've got 2 Impala rams sparring about, and I know that you've all been seeing quite a bit of it over the last couple of days. I'm hoping they push themselves back onto the road again. And I'm wondering if this is, at least one of them is not the same male that's trying to hold a territory around here. Because it's weird that it's like the second or third time that I've seen them fighting in exactly the same spot. Now we've just got to be patient because they keep jumping across to the other side of the road. And I'm hoping that because we're sitting so quietly, they're not really disturbed by us at all. They're really pushing and shoving each other around. Well, it'll actually be quite interesting to go back and look at previous footage and see perhaps... There he goes, he's darting across the road now, thank you. Here comes the other one in hot pursuit. To actually have a look and see if there maybe isn't one of the same. But they're really going at it. And just try and listen if you can hear their horns clashing. Little power snack. Not yet, Bob, I'm not ready. There we go, they've got their horns locked nicely. And this takes lots and lots of practice to be fighting like these boys are. Oh, we've got a third contender coming in. Oh, we've actually got a whole lot of them racing in now. How exciting. You can see this one is coming racing in. He's coming around the corner. There he is, number 4. And perhaps they heard the clashing of their horns, because remember, they've got exceptional hearing as well as eyesight. And that's probably attracted them to come through. Here we go, just having a quick drink. And we listen to them clashing horns. And Kim, you actually said that they sound hollow and sharp. You're definitely right about the sharp part. They don't look particularly impressive like the tip of a steak knife. However, I can promise you that that would go straight through you. And we often see male impala during the rutting season in March that have died. You'll just see what looks like a perfectly healthy impala on the side of the road, unfortunately not alive anymore. And you turn it over and you'll see that it has a massive puncture wound. It can go right into the lungs, into the heart, all of those things. Now, we try and keep up with them. It seems as though the one at the back seems to be the more dominant one and is sort of herding them away now. We'll keep a bit of a gap between us, but let's keep up and see if they start to fight again. But it's really interesting that this exact same spot, I'm not even exaggerating, for the first time in my life, they were here fighting, and I think we watched them briefly and then they were running around and we didn't get a good view, but that was really wonderful to see. And like I said, it takes them quite a bit of time, of course, to get used to sort of knocking heads like that and getting it so perfectly, because impala is not a typically aggressive animal, unlike a waterbuck, a bushbuck, even a gemsbok, which is another antelope. And those three antelope are notorious for being quite savage, and often when they fight they're just disappearing now into the distance. That one will end in a death, and I've actually seen two waterbuck fighting with each other in a dam, and yes, one got stabbed and that was the end of it, and it died in the watering hole. Very, very sad. And bushbuck as well, completely savage. Look at that beautiful sky. Actually, we might get a sunset tonight, have you? Maybe we should try and race. Oh, I think that's going to be our next plan. Is now the sun doesn't wait for anybody, as you know, not even here in South Africa. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try and race around. Maybe Philemon's cut line will be a good spot because it sort of opens and we're a little bit higher and we might be able to get a last glimpse of the sunset. So I'm just going to go a little bit faster than the snail pace that I normally drive at. Now, Leanne, you were wondering what sort of typical features would I be looking for when trying to identify impala apart. It's like looking at any animal, and you start to notice it the most on elephants. Elephants is probably the easiest animals once you're getting into IDing things. Is everybody's a little bit different. It's like humans. You might have one that's got a very fluffy coat. It's just genetics. It has a very fluffy coat, or it might have more. Its horns might grow funny, anything like that. It's like elephants often, I love to look, is that the sort of bone where their eyebrow would sort of sit. Sometimes they've got these massive foreheads. What have you got? Oh, a little common duiker. Well spotted, Vian. You're just sitting there. So you just look for scars, and then of course the shape of their horns is probably the easiest one with impalas because they're all slightly different. But it would be difficult because there are so many impala out there, and often they don't sit still for long enough that we are able to really observe them. So it's a tough one. I think you've got to be an expert. But you guys are all pretty good at IDing. Hello. Hello, girl. Did we disturb you? Sorry about that. I think let's move on. Just because I want that little duiker to settle down again. I don't want to upset it for too long. Though she didn't race away from us. She just sort of went up and trotted on over. Probably to another shrub, but maybe she'll come back over there. Right. Oh, Vian, we've got to go quickly. Are you holding on? Let's get the sunset. I don't think we're too far away now from Philemon's cut line. As we, of course, are racing around to try and catch the sunset, I just wanted to remind you all that, of course, we are starting an 8-week series with Nat.Geo Wild on the 1st of January on Sunday night. So have a look for that on the Nat.Geo Wild channel, and we hope that you start to watch it, and it will be once a week for, well, 8 weeks. And we'd love to hear from you. It's going to be the same interactive. You can hashtag the Safari Live on Twitter, and you'll be able to send us through your questions. So we hope to hear some of the familiar names and hopefully quite a few new names too. Rebecca, you asked me to do something, but I've forgotten. Yes, Rebecca's asked me to remind you all that we're having a fireside chat for New Year's tomorrow. Now, I just heard the babblers give off a bit of a shout. Here we go. Look who they're shouting at. Oh, and off it goes. No. It dashed off around the corner. You can hear the babblers were not very happy. Looked like it was a Wahlberg's eagle that had flown into the tree. And there was also looked like it was a green wood hoopoo at one point too. Right, we're almost at the spot. We're on Philemon's cut line now. We just need to find a gap between these trees. We should be able to do that. What do you think, Vim? Should I just drive to the top of that termite mound? Right, we're gonna sit straight up on top of this termite mound that's over there. Do you think we'll get up it? Oh, Vim, I thought you wanted me to climb the termite mound. Obviously, I will never go up a termite mound with a vehicle. Vim was actually saying I need to go a little bit further towards the plains. Right. Third gear. Oh, don't get to use third gear very often. I say that as if we're racing off. And I just have to share something very South African with you all that Rebecca has just said to me. So when I was growing up as a kid, I used to call all the antelope species, because I couldn't tell the difference between them, buck. So B-U-C-K. And I don't know what that even means, but South Africans, when you're young, you call all the antelope buck. And in Afrikaans, it's bok, or bok is antelope. Or bok is actually a goat, isn't it? I know ibokwe in Xhosa is a goat. That's what I would. But anyways, so Rebecca just said to me as I'm racing away, we're going to get to a nice point now. She shouted in my ear, "Go, Bocky, go!" So that's like the affectionate way of saying, I don't even know, what would you, Bockies? VM, do you know a replacement word for Bocky? Yeah, go lady, go girl, there, go girl, go. There we go. This is going to be beautiful. I'm so excited. And I hope that you're all sitting here in anticipation, because I have to, before we even get to the sun, look how beautiful the grass is just illuminated with the golden light. Isn't that just stunning? Who would have thought 3 months down the line, after just sand and brown and grey, that the bush could make this magnificent transformation. Right, let's get to the sunset. We'll see it in just a moment. Oh, this is lovely. I'm just going to go around the corner just a little bit more. This will be our first view. Isn't that just stunning? It's been a long, long time and well overdue sunset. Oh, elephants! I thought I heard something rustling in the bushes. Did you hear that trumpet? Let's reverse. They're in the bushes. Hi, elephants. The girls in Final Control today are having an absolute ball. They're singing all sorts of crazy songs. I don't know what's gotten into that lot. Elephant, where are you? We heard you. You can't hide from us. We heard the rustling. Maybe it's Brent or James playing a trick on us and they're just hiding in the bushes. Can you see it, Vim? Can you really see it? Oh my goodness. Now you need to have X-ray vision like VM can, but did you see you can see them moving quite quickly through the bushes. They're doing a very good job at playing Where's Wally this afternoon, because I didn't spot them. Okay, let's go back again. We'll keep an eye on the sunset though, because it could be very pretty. I think it's actually going to be spectacular. Right, let's do some reversing. Whee! Catch up with the elephants. Don't go into the marula tree. That would be very awkward if I reversed into a marula tree. Okay, we might have some luck because it's opening up a little bit now. Elephant. Oh, my goodness, they're so quick. They were even further back than I thought they were. Oh, we have. Yay! Look at, there's lots of them. I'm so happy. This has now made my day. Because you know how much I love. Oh, it's a lovely herd of elephants. There they are. And I think they're going to come out onto the road too. Maybe in a couple of minutes, but I think that they're on their way. Yay! Now, you must think, how on earth do I get excited every single time I see an elephant? And I will continue to get excited every single time I see an elephant. I think my earpiece is now, it's working. Hi, guys. Now, we did see a little bum running away, so there must be a couple of calves in here too. And I suspect that the one that did the big loud trumpet was probably a little calf. Maybe it got left behind. Maybe it was trying to suckle and Mom said no. Or perhaps it was just being bullied by one of the other calves in and amongst this herd. But we have to keep racing back. They're moving quite quickly. Reverse again. Oh my goodness. No ways. This is all happening here. This is the sunset party. We've even got some zebra joining the afternoon. Hi guys. Haven't seen you in a long time. I don't think they're going to hang around for too long, but aren't they looking wonderful? Even though they didn't look too bad during the drought. There's a whole herd of them. They're all looking lovely and plump now, and so happy, I think, to see all this nice long grass. Now, I apologize that we have to keep shifting around all the time, but as the animals move, so do we, if we want to keep up with them. And I would like to see these Ellies, and maybe there's some more zebra, actually. I thought I saw a couple passing up ahead, so we might get a better view of them. And here I thought the sunset was going to be the highlight of our drive down Philemon's Cutline. Little did I know. Oh, okay, we're going to sit up quite far ahead now. We'll have a look at the zebra, and then the elephants, I think, they're beelining straight towards the road. There's quite a few little zebra around. Okay, I'm ready now. Where's the zebra that wants to be seen? Or is it the elephants? I think it's... No, there's a bum. We got ourselves a zebra bottom. Hello. Just having a glance. It looks as though they're on their way towards the big open plains in front of the DRZ. The DRC. Oh, they're coming. The zebras are now disappearing into the thicket, as they always do. Them and the Impala never want to stick around. But yeah, let me try. It can be quite difficult sometimes with something like an elephant that weaves in and out of the bushes to try and sort of guess where they're going to pop out. But I think if we wait here, I think there's a sort of an animal pathway that weaves through here, and it allows us to sort of see through the gap. But the animal pathway is, well, very overgrown, and the Ellies are just coming from the right. You might see a bit of movement. Please come towards us. Here they come. And now my dream sighting is to see these elephants crossing on the southern section of the big open plains, quarantine open area, at sunset, so we can get the most magnificent silhouette shots. That's my favorite, and that's what I'm hoping we're going to see. But they're moving fairly quickly. Hey guys! They're not making too much noise, but they don't seem to be the happiest just yet, so we'll make sure we give them enough room. No one getting a little nudge here, helping hand. Get on, move on. You're walking too slowly. Look at them, there's so many of them. Here they come, they're going to pop out on the road now. See how they're all huddled together? And like I said, moving quite quickly. Something has upset them. Tails flared. But no trumpeting just yet. And normally when elephants move, they're quite spread out. And often you can, well, if you don't really know much about elephants, you could probably think that they don't even live in herds. They're so scattered out. I think let's try and keep up with them. Let's have another dash. Maybe we get one more view. We're going to probably only get a couple more minutes with them because they're crossing the road and then heading straight into the big drainage system. But we might actually catch them. Like I said, they look like they're all going to quarantine. I don't know what's happening down that side. We'll probably have to go and join them. Hi, elephants. I'm so happy to see all of you. You're all so wonderful. Oh, the best change of scenery. So much happier seeing elephants out in long grass instead of pushing over the trees and digging for roots and taking the bark off of the marula trees. Hi guys. Let's see if we can go stealth mode. Nope, not much of an incline. Oh, we've got a little bit of speed. We're gonna see how far we can roll forward. I don't want to keep starting up the engine now because I'm worried that I don't want to upset this lot. But it's interesting. This group over here, this sort of satellite party, seems to be a lot more relaxed than the group that we just saw. Here they come. Mom's going to nudge a little one out in the open. You see, they're walking, and she's got her tail flared now, but I think it looked like it was going to be for other reasons. Maybe not. They seem to be more interested in having a snack. Here come two more. Now they've all got their trunks twisted and sort of smelling something behind them. It could really be anything. The smallest thing can upset an elephant. You can see she looks like she could be a little bit stressed. She's secreting from her temporal glands. Either stress or excitement. Remember, it's just really an overstimulation of adrenaline when they start to secrete there. She doesn't look heavily pregnant, so I don't think she's about to give birth. Her mammary glands are a little bit swollen, but I think it's from the calf that we just saw. But look how close they are. Look at them. They're sitting right here with the elephants. So cool. This is amazing. I've had so many highlights this year. And well, I hope you got some good screenshots. So I just hope that you enjoyed this magnificent sighting. Because in about 30 seconds or so, they're going to disappear into the thicket. But we'll race around again and see if they pop up on the other side. Always good, that little one having a little snack, slowing the herd down so we can watch them for a little bit longer. But if they carry on moving at this pace, I think that they're going to pop out into the open a lot quicker than we thought. Right, let's go around. Let's go and see if we can see them again. Maybe my dream comes true today. No, I have seen lots of elephants on sort of high open areas, and I've been able to get some really good shots of silhouette shots of elephants with the sunset behind them. But I haven't done that here yet. And you know, all of us guides, we've always got these bucket lists of things that we want to see. Right, they go quite a way to go. It's actually quite a big distance. Maybe we'll see them on Rebecca's. Right, I think we might not see them on quarantine. I've just remembered that there's another road that runs along this drainage. So we'll head along Rebecca's and see if we can spot another view. But before I do, there is a woodland kingfisher. We've got to go stealth mode. Just sitting up in this tree. You can hear one calling. I want to see if we can get its face. Just keep rolling. We'll just keep rolling quietly. Don't fly, little birdie, don't fly. Almost. Trying to get you a clear view. There we go. That's a bit better. Ah! Rats! Typical. There's another one shouting away in the distance, but I don't think we can get a view of him. He's tucked away a couple of trees. Pesky kingfishers, rightio. Well, no more kingfishers for us. We'll keep our focus on the elephants. But a little birdie by the name of Rebecca told me that Brent is back on Djuma. Let's go back across and hear how his day on Cheetah was.
How's it, Andrew? Hi everyone, sorry, I'm just saying hello to Andrew. How are you? How was your drive?
It was very good.
Good. You're heading home?
So, yeah, I'm heading home and then we should find some of the cats on the road.
Tingana crossed into Lilgari, but he was heading north along the Cheetah boundary. But then he went into Lilgari, so I had to stop following the tracks.
Okay, hope we'll find him on the road.
Yes, maybe or maybe he'll pop out tomorrow morning, yeah, I think.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Go,
Thank you so
enjoy!
much. And the rule on your side?
I think she must be in the east.
Yeah, must be off man, that's shame for
Okay.
Okay, thank
Cheers, Andrew. So it just seems like I've got lots of people to chat to today. Oh, there we go. Radio's a bit noisy. So we've crossed back to Djuma, as you might have heard. Tingana crossed into Little Gowrie. Now what I'm doing is I'm hoping he's going like this, parallel to us, and he's going to pop out at Twin Dams. But also, of course, I'm looking for the queen of Djuma, Karula. And I'm still on such a high. How wonderful was it sitting at that dam? Brian, how wonderful?
It was fantastic.
It was fantastic. Did the Cyclops keep his eye open the whole time?
He did.
Oh, well done, Mr. Blue-bearded Cyclops. Okay. Now, Liz is wondering if there are any new birds we might see at Cheetah. Probably not. We might see more of bird species we haven't seen in a long time. Like green-backed herons, we might see some black-crowned night herons. We have seen them on Djuma before, but without that permanent water and that big permanent water, we're less likely to see them. We might see a few more saddle storks in that area, woolly necks, white storks possibly in those open areas. So it's going to be very interesting, and I'm quite interested to bird some of that mature sandy Combretum woodland that is in that northeast corner we were exploring today. I think we might get some really nice sightings. I definitely want to have a look for some more red-headed weaver nests. So I think we could get some nice birds. I wouldn't say too many new species, but you never know. And with that water, we might get Hottentot teals or red-billed teals and other birds that migrate through and move between different bodies of water. The one thing I think coming up we're going to have a lot of in that area is knob-billed ducks. Ooh. Frogs. Ooh. Oh, this is going to irritate me. My frogs are still a bit rusty. I know that call. It's going to irritate me. But there's also a beautiful bloop, which is the bubbling cassia. I think Taylor was looking for one in this area earlier. Now, I have been mentioning that we need water with grass to really get the frogs out. And as you can see now, with a bit more rain, it's flooded some of the areas of grass, and now we're going to start hearing a lot more frogs. Oh, I'm rusty. Wink, 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 wink. I know that one. Ah, I'm going to have to think. Ah, I'm rusty on the frogs. There's an ornate frog calling, which is a very pretty frog. Whack, 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 whack. And there's the bloop of the bubbling casino. No, Brian, let's see if we can find this frog. It's making too much noise. Now, one of the biggest problem with a lot of frog species is to survive, they're incredible ventriloquists. So even though I think it sounds like it's right here, it could be on the other side of the pan. I should have brought my Wellingtons, my gum boots. I also don't want to disturb the soil too much because they'll pick up the vibrations and keep quiet. Sounds like it's getting further and further away. It's gone quiet. Oh, I see it, I see it. Popped into here. I think it almost looked like a... Oh, it's a disappearing act. I'm going to have to brush up on my frogs again. But I think it almost sounded like a stream frog, just from the way it moved. I'm just going to do a quick walk around the edge, see if I can disturb any that are going to be a bit easier. Oh, can you see here, Brian? It's a terrapin. He didn't see me coming from behind. Sorry, little guy. Now, of course, terrapins are a big problem if you're a tadpole, because they munch you. Oh, this is going to drive me nuts. I've actually found the frog, but he escaped me. I need to look again. Oh! Lions roaring. Sounds like one male. You hear it, Brian? You know what I'm saying? Come to Djuma. Come to Djuma. Okay, well, let's keep looking for leopards while we're out and about in this part of the world. I do need to brush up on my line every now and then. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Little Amma falcons. Just that you can just see that incredible shape and that speed that they fly as they hawk for insects. So fast. I can't wait. I think in the coming weeks we should get a couple of big flocks on Cheetah Plains after this rain. I will get you, frog. Now, while we carry on, we're going to go across to Taylor doing something she's very good at, driving aimlessly about.
T-bomb. I think I would like to be referred as not Taylor anymore. I'm done with that name. It's old news now. T-bomb. I think Brent actually called me T-bomb the other day. But that's one of my favorite things about Wild Earth, is that the nicknames, the creative skill that every single employee at Wild Earth has is just incredible. The names, like today I came up with a new one for Rebecca, Beccaroni. I love that one. I'm going to use that one all the time. David, I like to call David Davy Gravy. And then Brent, I must... He's going to be so angry with me, but we'll just do it. It's a new year. We can start fresh again tomorrow. That's the next day. Brent absolutely loves to be called Brentosaurus. He said it's his favorite thing, and he actually wishes that more people would call him that. I'm gonna be put in the fire tonight if I'm not careful. I'm being quite cheeky. Anyways, and another thing that Brent told me, I don't know why, but I'm just laughing at Brent now. He told me once that he actually waded through water. And remember that sighting the other morning we had all the African bullfrogs? He waded through water on a similar occasion when he had guests and sat in the water with his camera to get eye-level pictures. And I thought that was really, really impressive. And I think I might like to try that one day. I'd have to put a wetsuit on though. I don't know if a wetsuit would keep bilharzia out. I highly doubt it. But I just think it would be very nice. Makes me nervous when Rebecca doesn't laugh at my jokes. Joy just testing to see if she's listening to the nonsense that I talk about. I'm scared. You've got to all help me. Brent said to Rebecca that now it's on. I'm actually cowering a little bit. I'm a bit nervous now. I feel like there's I'm gonna be in trouble. And then, because Rebecca's now complaining that I don't like my original nickname, which I got on the first day I arrived. Can you believe that? I drove from the airport with Jean-Ray and Rebecca, and she just decided, I told them that I have an Australian passport and my whole family is actually Australian. And because, you know, they're very polite and trying to make conversation and make me feel welcome. And then she's like, Straya. So that's how my name, I love Straya. Straya will be my true nickname here at Wild Earth. Oh my goodness, I'm so scared because I feel like Brent is now plotting away and he's going to make me do all the bird challenges and mammal challenges and he's going to beat me and he's never going to let me live it down. But hang on. Just to get you all on my side by somehow, I'm going to show you a very pretty sunset. Let's see if this works. Just through the gaps of these Maruda trees. How cool is that? It's like the sky is on fire. We haven't had a sunset like this in a good week at least. Isn't that spectacular? And it is always the best sunset, not when it's still out and about. Just as it dips behind the horizon about 10 minutes or so after the sun has dropped behind the horizon. That's the best time, especially when you've got a little bit of cloud cover, not like this side. This side is grey and gloomy and makes me think that, well, the rain could still be coming, but that side is beautiful and was just enough clouds to make for the perfect sunset. Now we've got the spotlights on. I don't want to. Rebecca's telling me I have to say goodbye. I'm too scared to send you over to Brent as to what he'll have in store for me. Do you know what though? I'm going to get James on my side because of all the Christmas carols that you all sent to James. So maybe James will be on my side for this and he'll help and protect me with his wisdom. And I don't know, but keep me in your thoughts tonight as I might not be back. No, I'm just joking, of course I'll be back. But it's been an incredible drive once again. The elephants were really the cherry on top of the cupcake this afternoon. So I hope that you have enjoyed it. And well, we'll see you again tomorrow for the sunset safari. So I hope you're looking forward to that. And well, now it's time to go back across to Brent. Cheerio.
Taylor, what have you done? What have you brought upon yourself? I'm actually going to let Brian choose the first revenge.
But Brontosaurus, you love that name.
Oh no, Brian! Oh no, I can. The knife in my back, Brian. The knife in my back. I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken. You can join Taylor in car washing duty for the next 6 months. On a more serious note, remember, for the next 8 weeks, live every Sunday night, Nat.Geo Wild Safari live, and of course, very exciting, Cheetah. Unfortunately, Tingana snuck off before we could find him, so Steph, their bet is still in play. What is the first leopard that we're going to see on Cheetah? Brian, I don't have words at the moment. That's that evil Cyclops thumb of yours.
You told me to do it.
No, I don't believe. I'm going to stab your stitches in your foot. I'm I give you new stitches with my knife. Where's my knife? No, I'm only joking, of course. Thanks very much for joining us. It's been an absolute blast having you with us, and it's lovely to be at the dam. And remember, see you on the Sunset Safari tomorrow.